Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is Anne. Currently, we are on the road today heading towards one of the Armenia's most iconic landmarks, which is the Mount Ararat. On our way to Gigard Monastery, we're taking a quick detour to catch a glimpse of this majestic mountain, so let's go! As we drive through the Armenian countryside, you can feel already the history and culture all around us. The landscapes here are stunning. Rolling hills, ancient villages, and the vast open plains that stretch out beneath the shadow of Mount Ararat. Wow, just look at that! The twin peaks of Ararat, Greater Ararat and Little Ararat, are so majestic. It's amazing how the snow-capped summit stands out against the blue sky. Our next stop is Gigard Monastery. We've just arrived at Gigard Monastery, and as you can see, the setting is absolutely breathtaking, surrounded by towering cliffs and lush greenery. The monastery was founded in the 4th century by Gregory the Illuminator, but most of what you see today dates back to the 12th and 13th century. This monastery is named after the Gigard or spear that is believed to have pierced the side of Christ during the crucifixion. According to the legend, this holy relic was once housed here, adding to the monastery's spiritual significance. Let's take a closer look at the architecture. The first thing you'll notice is how the monastery seems to blend seamlessly into the cliffs. In fact, parts of the monastery are carved directly into the rock, creating a unique fusion of natural and man-made elements. These stone carvings you see here are a hallmark of Armenian medieval architecture. The cross-stones or kakarks are particularly famous, featuring intricate designs that symbolize eternity and the Christian faith.
In front of you, there is the main altar, which has the image of Mary Virgin. Our altars are dedicated to Mary Virgin. That's why you can always see her painting there. And the Armenian church is named Armenian Apostolic Church, I mentioned, because the apostles became the first people bringing Christianity to Armenia. If you look to the right of the altar, there is a painting which is representing Judah Thaddeus keeping the spear in his hand. This is that spear which was brought by him in the 1st century to the church, to Armenia.
One of the most intriguing parts of Gigard is the holy spring that flows from deep within the rock. This spring is considered to have healing properties, and pilgrims have been coming here for centuries to drink from its waters and seek blessings. According to legend, the monastery was originally named Yerevan, meaning monastery of the cave. Because of this spring, it's said that the water here has a spiritual purity, and visitors often leave offerings or light candles nearby.
Did you find the washroom? No? Through there. You can buy candles from there. You see? Քանի որ հյուրս երրիստ են, ապա սպիտակ վերնար շապիկներ են։
Ասա գեղարդի չէ նշանակում, գեղարդը Holy Spirit.
So, dear guests, now we are at the entrance to the 2nd floor. There is an entrance to enter into the 2nd floor and see the rock from where they started digging and carving. So, now we will go, but it's very much crowded. I will just explain here what is there. So, it is the family mausoleum from Pradip Proshan family who became the sponsor. But starting from 13th century, they made it into music school. Tias acoustics is really great there. Your voice can last half a minute. Today they are organizing sometimes concerts by the professional choirs and cooking for the travelers, for the tourists. But back in those days, that wasn't really cool. So, I think I will leave you here and giving you, you have still 35 minutes. Enough, yeah? I guess. Yeah. So 35 minutes, you can enter into the buildings we didn't enter together because it's very crowded now, but you can follow them. Just watch your step and then go. It's not flat.
There is an insect.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay, if you have questions, you can ask me. For the toilet, once again, Karima, you go down and left. You turn left and go out from the territory monastery. No. That's where.
Let's take a look at some of the unique architecture features back here. You can see how the monks carve out rooms and passages directly into the rock. Some of these spaces were likely used for storage, while others might have served as private meditation areas. It's incredible to think that the effort that went into creating these spaces using nothing but simple tools and sheer determination. This hidden side of the monastery tells a story of resilience and faith. From here, you also get a fantastic view of the surrounding valley and mountains. It's a perspective that most visitors don't get to see, and it really gives you a sense of the scale and beauty of this location. The view from back here is just stunning as the monastery itself. It's a reminder of how important it is to take the time to explore every angle of the place, because sometimes the best views are the ones you have to seek out. Visiting the backside of Gegard Monastery gives you a deeper appreciation for the site as a whole. It's a quieter, more introspective side of the monastery that many people miss, but it's just as important as the front. One of the most beautiful features of this area is the waterfall that flows near the monastery. The sound of the rushing water adds to the peaceful atmosphere, and the sight of it cascading down the rocks is simply mesmerizing. Waterfalls have always been a symbol of life and renewal, and standing here, you can feel that energy. The water flowing through this ancient landscape is a reminder of the passage of time and the continuity of life, even in such a remote and rugged place. Now, let's take a look at one of the hidden gems of this area, the cave near the waterfall. This cave is natural wonder, and it's easy to imagine how it might have served as a place of solitude or meditation for the monks who lived here. The cave feels like a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where you can be completely surrounded by nature. The cool air, the sound of the dripping water, and the soft lighting filtering in create an atmosphere of calm and contemplation. It's a perfect spot to just sit and take in the beauty of the world around you. Nature plays such a vital role in the experience of visiting Gegard Monastery. The mountains, the waterfall, the cave, they all come together to create a place that feels timeless and sacred. It's a reminder of the deep connection between spirituality and the natural world. Exploring the natural beauty around Gigard Monastery has been an incredible experience, and I'm so glad that I could share it with you. After exploring the natural beauty of history of Gigard Monastery, we're diving into one of the most Armenians cherished culinary traditions, the lavash making. Lavash is a staple in Armenian cuisine. And today, we're going to see how it's made from start to finish. So let's go. We're here with some incredible bakers who are going to show us the traditional way of making lavash. Lavash is more than just a bread. It's an important part of Armenian culture and is even recognized by UNESCO as part of the world's intangible cultural heritage. One of the most impressive parts of lavash making is how the dough is rolled out so thin. It takes skill and practice to get it just right. Thin enough to be almost transparent but strong enough to hold together during baking.
So, dear guests, now the process has started. Two women usually work together. They have the dough prepared. As I mentioned, the dough consists of flour, salt and water. These are the only ingredients they use. So they prepare the fireplace before. They call it trondish. So we call usually before our coming, like at least half an hour earlier for them to prepare it. And they need an extinguished fire. And for making the fire, they need grape vineyard branches. That's something that should be used here. That's why grape vineyards are just not very much important for us, the branches of them as well. One of the women is opening and passing to another. She is doing the most difficult part because braiding like this, it's really difficult. Besides, this is a kind of pillow on which she puts, and it weighs about 3-4 kilos. Every time she wants to stick on the wall, that's a big force you need in your arm to do this. She says even more than 3-4. She says 5 to 6 kilos it weighs. So every time she does this, it's a big strength. And the walls are made of clay, and she sticks on the wall. She puts some water for it to stick on the wall. And some seconds she will wait, and then the bread will be ready. So every Armenian house back in old times had a room like this. Guests would be received here, as that was a respect. Then they would also sleep in this room, as this was the warmest room. And in the monastery they had a special room because monks needed their bread and they would bake. So when she gets it out, it's like this. After some 2-3 minutes, this bread will become dry if they don't moisture with water. And this dry one you can keep 6 months, and whatever you want to eat, you can just moisture it and eat. So that's quite easy. And on traditional Armenian weddings, you can see one bread is put on the shoulder of the groom, another on the shoulder of the bride. That symbolizes nice future and fertility to the family. Till now, they do it on traditional weddings. This bread is listed in UNESCO as Intangible World Heritage. Now this is made mostly for tourists and restaurants because the restaurants have a big demand for this, and even sometimes the restaurants have the same kind of like on dish, this kind of place in somewhere in the restaurant. This is a private house we entered. The owners live here. They were just a little we entered. One of them is here also, and they have made it into a family business. And at the same time, this is nice place tourists like to visit houses to see how people are living. At the same time, how nice is their garden and the restaurant over there. I know. This one is a bit burned, but that's fine.
And now, the moment I've been waiting for, the tasting this freshly baked lavash. There's something special about this bread that just come out of the oven. And this is no exemption. This is the kind of bread that's perfect for everything, whether you're using it to scoop up some dips, wrapping it around cheese, or even just eating it plain. It's absolutely delicious.
And you wrap it, and you go on it. Okay.
This place has its own garden, so we decided to take a little snap of it. Our next stop is Garni Temple. It is the only standing Greco-Roman colonnaded building in the former Soviet Union, and it dates all the way back to the 1st century AD. It was originally dedicated to the sun god Mir, and its architecture is a stunning example of classical Hellenistic design. It's incredible to think about how this temple has stood the test of time, surviving earthquakes and the passage of centuries. One of the first things you notice about Garni Temple is its beautiful colonnade. There are 24 columns in total, representing the hours of the day, another nod to its dedication to the sun god Mir. Garni Temple is also perfectly situated with stunning views of Azat River Gorge and the surrounding mountains. The location was chosen not just for its beauty, but for its spiritual significance as well. Even though much of the original decoration has been lost over time, the sense of history is still alive. You can imagine the rituals that took place here thousands of years ago, connecting people to their gods and to the cosmos. Garni Temple isn't just a beautiful structure, it's a symbol of Armenia's rich cultural heritage. After the country's conversion to Christianity in the early 4th century, most pagan temples was destroyed, but Garni survived, possibly because it was a part of a royal summer residence. Our next stop is called the Symphony of Stones. It is just a 10 minutes drive away from Garni Temple. This is a breathtaking geological formation, and I can't wait to show it to you. Let's go and check it out. Touch it on.
My God, it's freezing. Freezing cold, huh?
The Symphony of Stones is a fascinating natural formation made up of towering basalt columns. These columns look almost like they were carved by hand, but They were actually formed by volcanic activity millions of years ago. These basalt columns were created when lava cooled slowly, causing it to contract and crack into these amazing geometric shapes. The result is this natural symphony of stone, a perfect harmony between geology and nature. The Yazat River runs through the gorge, and the contrast between the flowing water and the solid rock formations is incredible. Walking through this area, you can really appreciate the raw beauty of nature. The sound of the river, the sight of the stones, and the fresh mountain air. It's a place that really awakens your senses. This area has been a source of inspiration for artists, poets, and musicians who've drawn the beauty of these stones in their work. I would like to thank you for joining me on this journey. It has been amazing to share this natural wonder with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures in Armenia and beyond.